大家好，今天是2025年3月20日，让我们来看一下美国因鸡蛋荒求助北欧，不想遭遇到冷淡回应啊。不管是丹麦、芬兰、瑞典啊，大家反应都很冷淡。我们先看一下芬兰啊。
Crisis in America. Apparently, things have gotten so bad that the U.S. government is now cold calling random countries begging for eggs. Hello, Finland. You guys have any extra eggs? We're desperate here. That's right, the United States of America, the most powerful nation on earth, the country that put a man on the moon and invented the Cheeto, is now reduced to egg panhandling from Scandinavian countries. So get this. Finland, a country with more saunas than people, just had to turn down America's desperate plea for eggs. The head of the Finnish Poultry Association, which I'm guessing is just three guys in a sauna discussing chicken politics, basically told us, sorry America, our entire country's chicken population is like what you lose in one bad weekend of bird flu. Finland has 4 million laying hens total. That's fewer chickens than Colonel Sanders processes before breakfast. The U.S. has had to kill over 35 million birds in just the first 2 months of this year alone because of avian flu. 35 million! To put that in perspective, that's like if everyone in California suddenly had to give up their emotional support chickens. The bird flu situation is so bad, chickens are now updating their LinkedIn profiles and looking into remote work opportunities. And it's not just Finland we're begging. We've also reached out to Denmark, Sweden, and the Netherlands. We're basically working our way through IKEA's country of origin list. Hello, is this Sweden? Can we get some eggs and maybe one of those impossible to assemble bookshelves while we're at it? But here's the kicker. Even if Finland wanted to help us, they can't. Turns out there's this whole complicated international egg diplomacy thing going on. Finland's never exported eggs to America before, so there are no agreed rules in place. Can you imagine the negotiations? Okay, so the eggs should be, egg-shaped and preferably come from chickens, not drawn with Sharpies on small white rocks. Are we in agreement? The Finnish Poultry Association's executive director, Vera Lehtila, and I swear I'm not making that name up, said launching exports is not a simple matter, which is diplomatic speak for your paperwork is ridiculous, America. They need market access, negotiations, extensive inspections, and studies. What are they studying? Do Americans know which end of the egg to crack? Survey says, results inconclusive. And it's not just us having problems. Europe is facing an egg shortage too. It's like a global game of who's got the egg. Remember when the biggest international crisis was whether an Instagram photo could get more likes than a picture of an egg? Now we're actually fighting over real eggs. That's what we call character development, folks. Sweden's biggest egg producer, Kronegg, which sounds like something IKEA would name a bathroom fixture, told a Swedish newspaper they probably can't help either because of various export restrictions. Export restrictions on eggs, what are they afraid of? That we'll weaponize their omelets? That we'll crack their national security codes along with their eggs? The bird flu isn't just decimating American chicken populations, it's a global problem. In 2022, Europe had to cull tons of chickens too. It's gotten so bad that chickens are now practicing social distancing. They're wearing tiny masks and telling each other, "Stay 6 wings apart, Henrietta," according to the Finnish Food Authority, which I imagine is just a guy named Sven with a clipboard. Some countries do have egg export agreements with the U.S., including the Netherlands, Lithuania, and Canada. So we're getting eggs from the Dutch, who are too busy building dikes and wearing wooden shoes to eat eggs anyway. Lithuania, which most Americans couldn't find on a map if you spotted them, the continent. And Canada, our neighbor to the north, who's probably sending us eggs with little apologetic notes attached. Sorry about your egg shortage, eh? CNN reports that Turkey plans to export eggs to the U.S. as well. Turkey exporting eggs to America. There's a Thanksgiving joke in there somewhere, but my writers are too hungry without their morning omelets to come up with it. The whole situation is so absurd that the Finnish response had to be drafted in cooperation with the Finnish Food Authority. They needed to call in the big guns just to say, sorry, we don't have enough eggs for you. That's like needing a team of lawyers to tell someone you can't lend them a cup of sugar. You know things are bad when America, the country that supersizes everything, is begging tiny Finland for help. Finland's total land area is smaller than Montana. Their entire chicken population would fit in one of our factory farms parking lots. It's like asking a toddler to help you move a couch. And let's talk about the bird flu itself. This isn't just a few sniffling chickens with runny beaks. This is serious business. The birds aren't just calling in sick to work, they're checking out permanently. The flu has been plaguing the US for years now, like that one relative who says they're just staying for the weekend but is still on your couch 3 years later. The egg shortage has gotten so bad that people are now guarding their refrigerators like they contain the nuclear codes. Neighborhood watch programs have been repurposed to patrol for egg thieves. Brunch places are hiring armed guards for their hollandaise sauce. The black market for Cadbury cream eggs is through the roof, and it's not even Easter. I heard that in some parts of the country, people are now using egg-shaped emojis as currency. I'll trade you 2 egg emojis for that carton of actual eggs. Throw in a chicken emoji and you've got a deal. So there you have it, folks. The United States, a superpower that spends billions on defense, can't defend itself against a virus that's targeting chickens. We can send people to space, but we can't figure out how to keep our breakfast supply chain intact. Maybe instead of building a wall at the southern border, we should have been building chicken bunkers. In the meantime, I guess, we'll all have to get used to eggless breakfasts, bacon and nothing. Pancakes without the batter, just a sad piece of toast. Or maybe we'll have to start using those plant-based egg alternatives. You know, the ones made from mysterious yellow beans that taste like what a chicken would lay if it were really into yoga and had a gluten intolerance. So next time you see an egg, treat it with respect. It's rarer than a politician telling the truth or a celebrity marriage lasting more than 2 years. That little oval of cholesterol is now more precious than gold. And if you happen to know any chickens, maybe send them some vitamin C and tell them to wash their wings. We need all the help we can get. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another night of How Much Does Lying Cost? America's favorite game show where we find out exactly how expensive it is to just make stuff up on television. Tonight's big winner, or I guess loser, is Newsmax, who just had to pay $40 million to settle a defamation lawsuit with Smartmatic, a voting equipment company they falsely claimed hacked the 2020 election. $40 million. That's right. Apparently telling your viewers that democracy is being stolen by voting machines costs about the same as a decent-sized yacht or a mediocre NBA player's annual salary. Let me break this down for you. Newsmax, which is like Fox News' little brother who didn't get into college, spent months after the 2020 election pushing this wild conspiracy theory that Smartmatic was part of some elaborate international scheme to steal the election from Donald Trump. The only problem, Smartmatic's equipment was used in exactly 1 jurisdiction in the entire United States during that election. 1. That's like accusing me of eating all the donuts in the break room when I wasn't even in the building that day. Jimmy definitely ate all 12 donuts in the staff kitchen, but Jimmy was in Hawaii. Still suspicious. The settlement details were original.
其实简单来说就是一方面啊，就是你比如说芬兰说，你看你美国每天杀这个3500万的鸡，对吧？我们总共才400万鸡，我们也是供不应求啊，我们供不上你这个需求。你看这个斯堪的纳维亚这几个小国家都很小啊，瑞典、芬兰、挪威、丹麦都很小啊。你这美国这个体量这么大，你上我们来求助也是杯水车薪。再一个方面就是大家没有向美国出口过，对吧？我们抛开这个现在这个大家之前的这个要收达关税的这种纠纷和不愉快来讲的话，一方面是量肯定是供应不上，另一方面是没有向美国出口过。那你要想达成这种跨国的这种进出口的话，你要什么协商啊，要审核呀，他不说要研究 study， 对吧？而且各个国家现在也有自己的问题啊。你比如说这个瑞典，它就是自己的这个牛奶、鸡蛋都价格都上涨了多少倍啊？民众已经怨声载道了。你看瑞典的牛奶、奶酪、鸡蛋价格上涨了10.4%啊，就是自己国内已经解决不了了，那还向你出口，它能保证自己目前的这种出口就已经很不容易了。就欧洲现在也面临鸡蛋短缺，那你比如说挪威也是，他说很遗憾我没有1个多余的鸡蛋可以卖到美国，我们所有的鸡蛋都将供应给挪威的消费者。他说我认为几乎不可能有人愿意出口，我们自己都供不应求啊。部分原因是维生素 D 事件。挪威有一个什么事儿呢？就是前些日子因为严重的鸡饲料生产错误，导致鸡饲料中的维生素 D 含量严重过高，最终导致吃了这些饲料的鸡生产出来的鸡蛋维生素 D 含量严重超标，有些鸡蛋里的维生素 D 含量能高出每日推荐摄入量的15倍，存在引起维生素 D 中毒的风险，都已经到这种程度了啊。 所以就是他们自己都解决不了这个问题，严重超标的鸡蛋总量约为100吨。因为这些鸡蛋可能与其他的鸡蛋混合包装了，所以总共召回了670吨鸡蛋啊！这么大批量的召回，导致挪威市场近期的鸡蛋也是短缺的。那芬兰说，你看你们每天杀3500万只鸡，我们总共才400万只鸡。你向我们求助，我们也是杯水车薪，供不应求啊。这个成语是我给他加上去的，他没有这么有文化啊。然后他说，就是再一个就是出口涉及到大量的这种调查呀、繁琐的行政程序啊。因为芬兰之前从来没有向美国出口过鸡蛋，所以等于一切从零开始，一切的审查从零开始，从这个入世谈判开始啊。所以这个过程可能会非常的漫长，感觉也是远水解不了近渴。成语还是我加的哦。您这丹麦也是表示，他说这个就是要鸡蛋要到美国去是吧？必须要经过清洗，但是欧盟是不允许这样做的，就是两方的这个上架的标准和流程都不一样，所以你来问我能够提供你多少鸡蛋，对吧？抛出我们之前的这种贸易恩怨来讲的话，就是各国也是表示很客观的表示，我们也是无能为力呀。哎呀，所以我觉得这个美国这个时候你就别找这些弹丸小国去求助了，你找点大国家去求助吧，对吧？今天就到这里，谢谢大家。